Hey everyone, Brendan Snyder here. Welcome to my Ozzy Osbourne CD collection run through. He's released 13 studio albums, but I've got a 21 CD collection. We're going to run through it chronologically starting in 1980 and going all the way up through his last album in 2022. So kicking off, we've got Blizzard of Oz, the iconic kickoff to his solo career with Crazy Train and a whole bunch of other classic songs on it, followed by Diary of a Madman. This album and the first one really recorded at the same time together, continuing and doing very much the same thing on both albums, followed by Speak of the Devil, a live album that was to really counter the Black Sabbath Live Evil album, so all Black Sabbath songs on there. Then he brought in new guitar player Jakey Lee for Bark at the Moon. I love this album, followed by a personal favorite, Ultimate Sin, Shot in the Dark, and of course the title track on it. Very good stuff. Then we've got Tribute, an album that obviously pays tribute to Randy Rhoads' fallen guitar hero. And then we take a little bit of a left turn to a Japanese release album, A Best of Ozzy, that came out in 1989. And then we move on to No Rest for the Wicked, bringing in Zakk Wylde on guitar, who would really remain his guitar hero player all the way up until the end. Then we've got a live EP that he did, Just Say Ozzy, where we had Geezer Butler returning to the fold. And then we have another compilation that came out, The Ten Commandments. This one here really covering the early stuff of his career, followed by one of his classic albums, No More Tears, and the album that he was retiring on at the time, but he did fortunately make a comeback with Osmosis, Perry Mason, I Just Want You, See You on the Other Side. I've always loved that album. We move on then to really a new era in his career with Down to Earth. This one here really becoming a whole different style and type for Ozzy. We've got a live album that came from that, live at Budokan, and the Ozman Cometh, a greatest hits album that he did around that same time. He later put out a box set which ultimately had this included on it called Undercover, a covers album that later got a standalone release in 2005. We have Black Rain on it. We still have Zakk Wylde on lead guitar, but the songs aren't being written by him at this point. We get new guitar player on Scream, where we have Gus G coming in, and this one here having some cool return to form style sounding Ozzy tracks on it, and even bridging a little bit into the Sabbath stuff. He then puts out Memoirs of a Madman, a cool best of collection, followed by Ordinary Man, which has turned out to be a great album in the last days since Ozzy passed, followed by his last album in 2022, Patient Number 9.